Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 59 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on recognizing God's hand in my life today. Recognizing God's hand in my life. Period. Anyway, yay for day 59. Yay, 41 days to go. I Now that I am so done with these videos, I love being able to recognize God's hand in my life every day, even on the days when I just kind of feel like they've been blah days, grungy days, and then it comes to the end of my night and I journal and I go to make my videos and I'm like, okay, God was really there today. He was really aware of everything that's going on in my life today. And today I didn't start out quite the way that I wanted it to, and I took me a while to get around to reading my scriptures and meditationals, but I did. And then I was praying to see things the way that God sees them, and I was just reminded that God is a God of miracles and God works things out and He knows how everything is going to work, and I need to stop trying to figure it out and I need to stop trying to predict the future because I can't see the future and God's not going to show me the future. He's going to let me just deal with things one day at a time, stay in the moment, and maybe if I stop trying to control everything and figure things out, then I can listen to God's plan for my life. So that was kind of today. So the car thing I was talking about yesterday and thinking I was getting today didn't pan out at all, which I'm not really surprised. I know I have bad credit and I know that I just barely started a job and I don't have my first paycheck, so I have no proof of income. So I'm like, yeah, no bank's gonna lend me money right now. So wasn't really a surprise, but they told me yesterday that I would be able to get a car. And then today when I was supposed to go get it, they're like, yeah, we couldn't find a bank that was willing to lend you the money. And I'm like, yeah, you could have told me that yesterday and it would have been okay. And I had an appointment with another place and I drove really far to get there, which was kind of a waste of time because it was a waste of time because I got there and then they're like, oh, look at all this stuff you can qualify for, but not until we get proof that you're going to get paid. So we need a paycheck first. So like, as soon as you get your first paycheck, come back and we'll give you a car. Like, yeah, I have to get my first paycheck, which doesn't happen until next week. So I did listen to that lovely little prompting and I posted on Facebook and my Word for Church Facebook page. And just said I need rides. And I actually had people volunteer to give me rides in the morning to work, which was surprising to me. But hey, I was like, cool. And I had one person offer to give me a ride in the afternoon. And I was like, okay. But they didn't specify which day. They said they just might be able to give me a ride home one day next week. And I'm like, great. So now I got rides to work for 4 days in the morning and no rides home and no rides to physical therapy. So that's going to be a fun week. But at least I have a ride to work on Monday. And then I went to an activity with a group of people in my ward, and they were just trying to get together and just, say hey and hang out, get to know each other. And of course, for me, I don't do well in large social settings. And everybody there was a couple except for me. I was single, and the other single people in our group didn't show up. So it was just kind of like, okay, with the married couples. And not that there's anything wrong with the married couples because they're wonderful people and it's fantastic. But there's like 4 other couples, so that's 8 other people. And that's too many people for me. And I know that sounds bad. And it's not that they're bad people. They're very nice, wonderful people. But for me, in social settings, especially the larger they get, the harder it is for me to feel comfortable, to stay focused, to pay attention. And granted, I mean, I know I do that for my 12-step groups and my because we just sit around in a circle and each person gets a turn to talk. And I know eventually it will be my turn to talk and there's no crosstalk. You don't comment on what the other person said. So I don't feel like I'm out of place in that environment. But in this one, it's kind of like, okay, somebody starts a conversation and sometimes I just sort of feel like I'm just listening to other people's conversations and I'm kind of waiting for when is it my turn to say something or not say something, or what do I say, or waiting for somebody to like notice me and ask me something. Like, I never quite figured out how to deal with social situations. I'm not very good at that. But someone brought their kids with them, and so their little girl came over and was just playing with me, and she's like 2 or 3 years old and she was the cutest thing, and we would come over and chat with me and say, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm talking to my mom and dad." And I'm like, "That's so cute because you're talking to me, not to them, but okay." And she was just, playing around. And so I was just playing with her. And at one point she's like, "Hi." And I'm like, "Hi, hi." So I'm just really grateful that God reminded me that I'm good with little kids and that there was someone there that I could talk to distract me and not make me feel bad for not paying attention to what everybody else was saying and doing. And then there were a few times when people talked to me and, we had conversations and then we played a game and it was fun. And someone brought nuts for me because they knew that I couldn't have dairy. So they brought ice cream for everybody else and nuts for me. And I was like, "Yay, for nuts." And they let me take them home because they're like, "Oh, we don't need them. We're not going to eat them at our house." And I'm like, "Cool, so free nuts for me." And I'm grateful for that too. But the biggest thing is someone in that group tonight has a car. And they said they have to charge the battery in order for it to run, but it usually runs for about 2 weeks. So if they can get their battery up and running on their car, they will let me borrow their car this next week. So I have a car again that I can borrow. Granted, it's not mine, but I can get to and from work and to and from my appointments and wherever I need to go this next week without having to worry about rides or depending on rides or wondering if I'm going to get stranded somewhere waiting for a ride. So once again, it's like God just put the right people in my life at the right time. And because I chose to go to this social event that's not comfortable for me, it's outside of my comfort zone, but I knew it's where I was supposed to be. So I went. And because I went, there was someone there that offered me a solution that I was not expecting. And I am super grateful for that. So I've got people offering me rides to work in the morning, and then I've got someone offering to give me a car. So I am loved, I am blessed, and God is helping me to get what I need and to get where I need to be, what I need to be, even if it's not how I want to get there, because I would have much rather had my own car. But anything I could buy right now isn't something that I want. It's not the style or brand of car. And most places I went, they don't even have manual transmissions. They all have automatics, which I don't really want either. So, and I imagine I'm borrowing an automatic again, but that's okay because at least I will have transportation to and from work, at least for a week, and to and from physical therapy, at least for a week. And then I will get a paycheck. So then I can either pay for rides to and from work, or maybe I can get a car, or maybe something else. I don't know. But I am very, very grateful for that. And I feel very blessed and very fortunate. And I did something else kind of crazy today. I'm doing crazy things, but I think God is trying to teach me that I need to trust myself because I don't do well with credit cards. So I'm like, I really don't want a credit card, but I feel like my credit is really bad. And maybe if I could actually pay a credit card off and make payments and just pay it off instead of, not paying it off, that I could start to rebuild my credit that way. So I was like, okay. So I applied for a credit card. I keep getting these offers in the mail. I just throw them away. So today I applied for one just because I figured, okay, then I could use it to go grocery shopping or put gas in a car or pay for Ubers to and from work or whatever I need to. And then I could pay it off when I get paid. And so I figured that would be okay. Assuming that I actually make myself do that. Hopefully I will. And so I applied for it, and it had a little thing on there where you could check your credit score for free. So I clicked on that button, and it was showing my credit score a lot higher than I thought it would be. And so then I clicked on that, and then it says that there's someone that may have stolen my credit. And I was like, oops. Because I did have my wallet stolen a few years ago, and it did have my social security card and my driver's license in it, and all of that got stolen. And I had to, cancel my cards, and I had to cancel everything, and then I had to get new social security card and new driver's license and new everything. So someone is out there using my social security card, but I think it's the one with my maiden name and not my married name on it. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. Not really sure. But I haven't checked my credit. And the thing about it is with the credit bureaus and whatever, you have to go into each individual one that does the credit checking, and you have to put it on a fraud alert, and you have to do that on an annual basis because it's only valid for 1 year. And you have to go on the Social Security website and do all of that. And I did all of that when it happened, but I haven't done it since. I haven't kept up at it. I haven't kept track of it. So at this point, I'm kind of like, well, it kind of sucks that maybe somebody else is using my name and my social security number, but at the same time, they're actually like using it and it's benefiting my credit. My credit score is going up instead of down because of that. So I'm like, that's actually kind of nice because my credit score is up with that. So I'm like, that's kind of cool. So I might just use the better credit. I mean, it's still not as good as it was before I got married. When I bought my last car, it was like 750 and now it's like 660 something. So I mean, it's gone down, but I thought it was going to be like in the 500s. So I was like, oh, it's in the 600s. That's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So anyway, I figure I'll get the stuff that I need with my credit being where it's at, and then I will go deal with the whole fraud thing and whatever to stop whoever's using my social security number, because that's not a cool thing. But I was kind of like, yay, that's kind of cool. It's kind of a weird thing where it's like, everybody's talking about, I got this identity theft and it's this horrible thing, and I'm just like, hey, they improved my credit for me. That was awfully nice of them. I'm not really pissed off. I'm not really surprised, and I'm just kind of like, I'm okay. And I'm very surprised about that too. So I'm sure that's definitely a God thing working in my life and helping me to just be patient and understanding. And I'm not thrilled that someone else is using my name or my social security number. I know that can cause a lot of problems, but at this point it's benefiting me. So their stupidity is benefiting me, and so I'm going to take advantage temporarily. That may not be the right thing to do, but I'm like, they're the dummies that used it. And I don't know how to catch them. I mean, the police caught the guy that stole my wallet, but at that point he'd already sold the stuff that was in it. So I don't know that they ever caught the people that, he sold it to, because I guess he sold everything so he could get drugs or something. I don't know. But they never got back to me. They never gave me my wallet back. None of that. So I was like, great. Who knows what happened with that case? I have no idea. But they did catch the guy, so at least there's that. But they didn't catch the people he sold my stuff to. So I know my stuff is out there, and I know that means I have to keep constantly looking and checking and putting out the fraud alert, which also makes it harder to buy stuff and do stuff because you have a fraud alert on all of your credit, so you can't really do anything with it, which I don't really like. But I haven't really had to use it, so I haven't really cared, and it hasn't really affected me in a negative way at this point. So I'm just very grateful for that, and at the moment it seems to be benefiting me. And again, it was just a click on one site, and I don't even know how accurate any of that is, or even if it is that someone's using my information, because I kind of figured, I'm like, my credit's so bad, they're not going to get anything, so why would they use it anyway? But I don't know. I'll have to look into it at some point, but I'm not going to look into it right now. I'm not really worried about it. I'm like, it's probably been that way for a while. It will probably still be that way, even if I go online and do whatever. It'll take time for it to get sorted out. So in the meantime, I'm just going to let it sit until I'm ready to deal with it. And I am so grateful that's one of those things I can just let sit until I'm ready to deal with. Because at the moment, it's kind of benefiting me instead of hurting me. So I'm just grateful that I can look at it that way, and just grateful that I'm not freaking out and all of those things, and just grateful to God for helping me to see the silver lining to everything in my life right now. And that is amazing. And just also so grateful for the people that God is putting into my life that are helping me to reach my goals and helping me to do the things that I need to do that feel like they're completely out of reach, like getting to and from work when I have no car. And people are helping me. And I think that's just amazing. People are helping me when I'm trying to help myself. So, and I am trying to help myself, and I am working. I just have to wait till I get paid. So I'm grateful for that. And then someone else at my that game night tonight, they were talking about probiotics. They said people that can't have dairy don't get the natural probiotics that you get from dairy. I didn't know you got probiotics from milk. I'm like, cool. I can't drink milk, but cool. So she was telling me about some probiotics stuff that she uses, and I'm like, awesome. Go ahead and send that to me. I probably won't be able to get it till I go grocery shopping the next time around, but that's cool. I'm always open for stuff that's good and healthy that I can incorporate into my system and into my body. So, yay for good positive things and things for people helping me out, and for God just putting these people into my life today. And I am just grateful, very grateful. And that's all I can think to say today is I'm just very grateful for the blessings in my life today, and for God in my life and helping me to see him in my life. And I know that God is in your life too. And if you pray to see God in your life, he will show you all the ways that he is blessing you, and he will give you a different perspective and attitude in your life if you ask for it. He is there for you, and it is just amazing when you allow him to be part of your life, when you see and recognize how much he does and how much he loves you. It's just beyond words, beyond description, amazing. And that's all I have for today. So if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude and find ways to recognize God's hand in your life too.